you don't score points with it. So, I mean, they want to continue doing the same, but they've got to finish their drives if they're going to be successful. As far as this defense, they've got to continue to try and pressure Ricky Ray and impact his accuracy and his timing with his receivers.
Ray to Chad Owens underneath. Crossing pattern, one of the biggest plays for Owens, and again he's nicked up. Chad Owens, who got hurt early in the ball game, left for a few plays, has returned, but this guy rarely leaves. If he leaves a ball game for anything, you know it's a significant injury.
It's been a tough year for Chad Owens, but here taken down hard on his tailbone on the tackle by Emmanuel Davis.
Yet he stays in. Told me the other day, he said, it's been the fight in me. Always been a fighter. Guy who trains MMA as well. Now Ray, man open, and John Childs could not find it in the lights. That had house written all over it.
Childs in behind the corner, D. Webb. The speedster, nice release to get to the outside. He's looking back, he can't locate the football.
Looked like he looked at D. Webb for a moment, lost his focus. 2nd and 10. Ray, deep one again. And another ball that's off the mark, looking for Spencer Watt, who scored twice in the first half, and Ricky Ray knocked on his can.
As you've started to see Ricky Ray more and more often on his back at the end of the play, you're also noticing that his accuracy is rapidly dropping. Here it's Brandon Boudreau who's emerged as the Tiger Cats' top pass rusher. Combination power and speed from number 91 in black and gold. Beats Tony Washington to the inside to provide the heat.
Swayze Waters again, another huge kick. Banks just leaps forward up to the 10-yard line. Long field again for the Tiger Cats. Argos have not scored in this second half. They trail by 3 in the Eastern Final.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here at the East Final. A very different mood here on the Ticats sideline. When it was 24-10, Orlando Steinauer went over, spoke to his defense, said, do not look at the score. You guys are in this. This defense is playing with a lot of confidence right now, understandably so. As we head over now to the Argos sideline, here's Matthew Shinetti.
Thanks, Sarah. On this sideline, the mood is decidedly different. Khalif Mitchell just pulled the entire defense together and said, guys, if we stop them now, we can win the game.
Thanks to both of you. Let's see what happens here. Swayze Waters has been the most important Argo in the second half. Again, heading the Cats as Henry Burris dives to the 18-yard line. Argos have not been able to score any points here in this second half. Credit the Tiger Cats defense for that, but credit the Hamilton Tiger Cats offense. They have owned the time of possession.
Well, they sure have, but it's a two-way street, Rod. As you said, the Tiger Cat defense forcing a couple 2-and-outs, which is something they struggled to do through the first half of this ball game. But Orlando Steinauer seems to have found a formula to at least contain Ricky Ray in that offense and slow them down a little bit, as opposed to just letting them run free the way they did in the first 30.
This one far from over. You have a feeling it might be the last team that gets the football that wins. C.J. Gable is almost able to bust one there, but he's very close to making it a first down.
Well, that's going to move the sticks, and it's the second effort from C.J. Gable. One of the great characteristics in any successful running back is being able to beat that first contact, and C.J. Gable does that so well. There's the first man with a shot. He keeps those legs churning, keeps the eyes up.
Here come the Argos on the blitz. There goes the ball, and a penalty flag. A slashing route that time from Ellingson. Tied the game up early in the third quarter. So many Ticat fans here as well. The Argos know this is their home turf, but
offside. Hamilton, number 83. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Those Cat fans are vocal too. The Box J boys, I'm sure, are here. The Hammer has come well represented. Less than an hour down the road, Kent Austin. This has been a building that has had some magic for Kent Austin. One as a player, 1989. One as a coach in 2007. Grey Cups here in Toronto. Now the head coach of the Cats. 6 receivers set for Burris. First and 15. Lets it fly. Crossing pattern. And suddenly, Greg Ellingson has become a big part of this offense in the second half. A 13-yard pickup.
One of the benefits of this Hamilton Tiger Cat offense is that they do have so many weapons in it. The ability to spread the football around, prevent a defense from being able to focus solely on one person.
11 minutes to go. 3-point Hamilton lead. They were down 24-10 at one point. Khalif Mitchell lost his helmet, but surging forward again, C.J. Gable for another Hamilton first down.
Aaron Maben and Bakari Grant into it in the end of the play.
Yeah, Maben just joined the Argos recently. Former Buffalo Bill has a sack in this game. Over 300 yards for Henry Burris. Chased down by Mitchell. Avoids him. Mitchell slips. Burris slips it off to Gable. C.J. Gable now with some room. Robinson tried to get him down. And finally, C.J. Gable is brought down up near the 53, and another Hamilton first down.
Well, this is C.J. Gable at his best. Squirming and fighting for extra yards after Henry Burris buys a little extra time with his own elusiveness. There's Gable moving the sticks.
Very patient offense, the Cats in the second half. Not going for the big play, just some screens, some swings, some dumps like this. Pantouz rocked hard by Marcus Ball. Right at the midfield stripe.
Big hit delivered there by Ball. Limiting it to a 3 or 4 yard gain.
All-star season, Marcus Ball.
You can sense a little bit of that fatigue setting in, though, Rod, here in the fourth quarter on this Argonaut defense that has been on the field a lot in the second half of this ball game.
Yeah, they're running out of some steam out there. Burris again, looking for John Delahunt. Came in on that tight end package and couldn't find him. So success for the Argo defense. They hold at midfield.
I'm looking for a little bit of a key breaker here. Delahunt in that wing position, generally a blocker when he comes into the ball game. They try to set him up on that screen. David Lee drove him back off that line a little bit. Affected the timing of that play for Burris, who was unable to see him.
Bartel trying to aim one for the sideline. Where Owens is. Penalty flag. Looked like no yards there. We'll find out when we come back. Owens slow to get up. Ricky Ray back at work. 8:23 to go in the fourth quarter in Toronto.
Cargo planes have perfected the art of moving heavy freight. So has the all-new GMC Sierra. No competitor offers an advanced cargo system that includes an easy lift and lower tailgate, rear bumper step, LED lighting, and movable upper tie-downs. The all-new GMC Sierra. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck. During the GMC Sign and Drive lease event, now current pickup owners receive $2,000 truck bucks. Now lease a 2014 Sierra from $199 bi-weekly with 0 down.
You did it!
The McDonald's Bacon Cheeseburger Deluxe for an effortless $1.79. Now for a limited time.
You do your thing, leave the rest to us. Ramada Worldwide.
The CFL playoffs on TSN, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. Rod Black, Dwayne Ford, Sarah Orleski, Matthew Shinetti, and our entire crew here at the CFL Eastern Final. It has lived up to the hype. 3-point game. Still lots of time left. Ryan Bulke, last year at Rogers Center, his season ended here. He was a member of the Calgary Stampeders. Loser in the Grey Cup game. Now trying to get back to the game as a member of the Cats. Ricky Ray. Jarius Norwood's back in. Simone Lawrence drives him backwards. Talked about Brian Bulke and what last year's game and the significance of that meant to him. He's got a very interesting screensaver on his phone.
Yeah, he's got to be the only guy on the Hamilton Tiger Cats who has a picture of the Toronto Argonauts as his screensaver. But he saved that image of the Argos hoisting the Grey Cup at the end of last year's game. A reminder of the disappointment he felt.
Trying to disappoint the Argos in 2013. Second down and 8. Loads of motion. Ray now dodges one, has to hurry, tucks it and takes it, and Ricky Ray hangs on to the football just short of a first down as he was chased down furiously. And the Cats were able to bring him down.
Well, Brandon Isaac made this play start to finish. Is the end man on the line of scrimmage. Ray escapes outside when Isaac beats Norwood inside. And then the race is on. Ricky Ray trying to get to that stick. But Brandon Isaac stops him just short.
Short, and the Argos will not go for it on third down. And Brandon Isaac is another ex-Argo, has something to prove. He was released by the Argos in July. Waters done a masterful job of kicking today. Brandon Banks nowhere to roam. Well, it's intense here. 6:55 to go, a lot of drama. You're not supposed to have fun, are you? Even Smiling Hank. .55 remains. Hamilton Tiger Cats have owned the football in the second half. 27 offensive plays to 7. They also own a 3-point lead. There goes Hank. Burris. Henry Burris, who has become the second man on the relay team in the quarterback tandem. Lefebvre doing so much running the last few weeks, but Henry Burris can still take off with it.
And if you look at the middle linebacker, Shane Horton, he's going to rotate back to play deep middle here. Matt Black, the safety, comes low, but to his side, leaves the middle of the field wide open. Henry Burris takes advantage to pick up another Tiger Cat first down.
Throwing again. Good protection. Uh-oh, look out. Burris goes down.
Got to throw it away.
Henry Burris looked like he had loads of time. And then the pocket converged, and down he went. Marcus Thomas in there, John Williams.
Well, the Tiger Cats had things blocked up. Bodies on bodies. Henry Burris just didn't feel that pressure coming from his left until late. He could have slid away from it a little bit.
John Williams, Khalif Mitchell doing a little dancing here. Burris again, hangs in, fires, caught, Bakari Grant on a missile from Henry Burris. The strongest arm in the league. with a bullseye.
Argos send 5. Ticats get it blocked up. Burris steps up, delivers an absolute strike to Bakari Grant. 2nd down and 20, and they convert.
1st and 10 now from the 42. 4.5 to go. If the Cats can find a way to get to the end zone here and eat up even more of this clock, which they have been doing this entire 2nd half, they could be on their way to Regina. Penalty flag on the far side of the field, 41-yard line. Glenn Johnson talking with the Argos captains.
Offside. Hamilton, number 82. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Receiver Greg Ellingson. So another 1st and long for the Cats. It is loud in here today. Open up the upper level. Nico Thorpe is the injured Argo.
He looks like he may be having a cramping issue. So often you get to this time of year, and as a player, you don't think as much about hydration as you do through the hot months of the summer. But playing indoors, you're going to sweat a little bit.
Complete domination. Keep Ricky Ray off the field. That's the MO. That mission has been accomplished in this 2nd half so far.
Part of that keeping him off the field is getting him off the field. The Tiger Cats have prevented Ray from getting in a rhythm, prevented him from getting drives going here in the 2nd half. Their defense has been a huge part of that time of possession.
1st and 15, and a 4-receiver set on the far side. Jaguar. Alonzo Lawrence forcing him out of bounds. Funny thing is, though, if that Argo defense can find a way to stop the Cats here, keep it at a 1-possession game, Ricky Ray still could be the last guy with the football here. And who else in the Canadian Football League would you want with the football in the final 2 minutes?
Well, little question. As we talked about before, the time of possession is great, but you've got to have something to show for it in the end in terms of points.
Now 3 points is not going to do it. Not with Ricky Ray and his ability. Burris looks one way. Now he's in trouble. Goes backwards now. Penalty flag flies, and Burris is going to chuck it out of bounds. Likely a holding call. That afforded Henry Burris that little extra time. And it will be a successful mission here for the Toronto Argonauts defense.
Holding. Hamilton, number 49. That's a 10-yard penalty. We're going to repeat, 2nd down.
And they're going to push him back. Make sure they get him out of field goal range here. Now they've let the Tiger Cats off the hook once already in this drive on a 2nd and 20.
2nd and long that they converted a few plays ago. Same situation. One of the biggest plays of this game on both sides. Burris can't complete it, and almost intercepted, but a penalty flag, a late call here, and it's going to go against the Argos. Interference call here. And the Cats will catch a break.
Forward pass interference. Toronto, number 12. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Automatic first down on this.
Demetrius Morley, who's drawn the task of defending against Fantouz much of the game. You saw that the grab and shove as Fantouz went to make his break.
Andy Fantouz, for all of the catches he's made, 2 touchdowns in the first half, inducing that interference call. One of the biggest plays so far. Dan Lefevre in now. And will plug it up a couple of yards. Might get 2 yards on that. 2:54 to go in the fourth quarter. 3-point game. 3-minute warning in the CFL Eastern Final. Still anybody's ball game. Who will go to Regina? Who will go to the Grey Cup game? Grant, Saskatchewan Roughriders warming up in the cold in Calgary. Roughriders, Stampeders, Western Final next. Ricky Ray and the Argos trying to play comeback here. 27-24 they trail. Ricky Ray has hardly been on the field here in the second half, and when he's been on the field has been largely ineffective. Ticat defense has risen up. Their offense has been on the field a lot. Chance to seal this thing. 2nd and 9. Critical 2nd down conversion again. Burris, open, sideline, Fantouz, right at the first down marker. Andy Fantouz does it again.
It looks like he's going to be maybe just short. Get a measurement here. The Ticats in these 2nd and long situations throughout this drive. A drive that's now into its 5th minute. Been fantastic.
And Austin has won as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach. Chance to go back to a city where he was once a hero and then had to leave and was booed out of town, then came back as a hero again. And right now on 3rd down and inches.
Tiger Cats are looking for a touchdown on this drive, not a field goal. Needs
Here
to be
we
a
go.
2-possession ball game.
Lefevre, 3rd down, straightforward 1st down.
Hey, that right side again. Tim O'Neill, Joel Figueroa, center Marwan Hage. Look how far forward Tim O'Neill is at the front of that pack. The great